All right, everybody, welcome. I want to introduce the idea that what we're going to be doing is peer study groups. And so this idea really is spawning from talking to other teachers at school, but also really thinking about what is it that you need to be successful in college. One of the things that's got me through UW, and if I look back, the greatest learning tools I had was working with others. Every time I started a class, I immediately looked for people I can work with. It was a habit that's made me successful. In high school, a lot of times we don't give you the opportunity to do that. We're going to give you that opportunity. It comes with some responsibility, but we're going to give you that opportunity to learn from each other. So here's the concept. Here's the goals that I have behind it and why I'm doing this. Gives you a chance to work together on complex ideas to develop strategies. How do I do things? Other one is developing varied strategies. Sometimes you have a way, but you haven't thought of another way to do it. It's really important. Strengthening your understanding, practicing it, teaching each other, helping each other. It's going to strengthen what you know. If you don't know how to do it, you're going to get a way that isn't me teaching you, but it's a way that usually works a lot better, is learning from each other. Tackling a challenging problem. Sometimes in class, I'll try to have you do something, but just me being around you affects your rhythm. Being able to do something challenging together, I want to give you the space to do that. Reviewing for exams. As you take an exam, you want to be working together. I want to start creating that habit. I'm also going to give you the space to do it. Practicing ideas off of screencasts. As we put more and more things on screencasts so that we can open up more time in class to do this, the catch is you need time to practice with each other. And so that's what this is going to do also. So let's talk about some things that you need to do to be successful. I'm going to create groups that are going to be 4 to 6. Working with your best friend is not the way to do it. So if you're like, I really want to work with this person, what you're really saying to me is, I don't want to work. I just want to be with my friend. In college, when I was in classes with friends, I usually wasn't in study groups with them. That was very intentional because I know that I wouldn't be as effective. If I'm with somebody that I'm not as social with, a lot of times I end up on task more. So as I design these groups, I'm not going to be like, ooh, we're the best friends together. If you're best friends and you work really well together, you're unique. It's a special case. That's a good thing. Don't stop that. Very skilled, varied viewpoints. So as you do this, don't look for one way to do it, but instead always be thinking, what are all the different ways to get at what we're going for? So don't be like, that's not how I did it, so don't do it that way. Instead, really be open up to how are the different ways to solve these, because there is no one way to do it. Hopefully you've picked up on that this year. Seek to understand other strategies. Really, when somebody else tackles a problem, instead of trying to shoot them down, that's how they're thinking. What I want you to do to be successful, and this is true and this will happen, if you step into what they're doing and really try to understand what they're doing, then you can really help them. If they need correction, you can really help them. If they don't need correction, you're learning their strategy, which might be more useful than yours at times, and that will be the case. Keep each other accountable. If you want to be successful, you have to. You got to keep each other on task. Other thing is avoid having one or two people do everything. That naturally happens. People are like, I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it. Don't let that happen. I'll try to design all the structures so that that doesn't happen. But if it does, step in, voice that. Consider assigning roles. If you notice that it's just chaotic, have one person say, I'm going to take the lead. By me saying this, now it's not like you're not doing something strange for a high schooler. But really what you're saying is, we need somebody in charge. I'm going to be in charge. Hey, guys, I'm going to make sure at the end of class, I'm going to keep us on track of time. Whatever it is, be very considerate about that. Think about who's going to be in the lead. Sometimes I'll tell you who the lead is. Sometimes I won't. Expect each other to be prepared. Lots of different ways that looks. If I say watch the screencast before tomorrow's peer study group, watch the screencast. If you don't, you're not prepared. You're basically saying to your group, I want you to teach me. I want you to waste your time last night, and I want to waste your time today. Sound like a deal? That's what you're doing to them. Don't do that. In college, if you're in a study group and somebody doesn't do that, guess what? They're just not going to tell you when they're going to meet next time because they don't want to work with you. That's something you're going to learn the hard way as a freshman. How about we learn that now as a senior? Notes, calculator, show up on time, be there. If you're going to be late, if you're not going to be there, tell them. That's about being responsible and being prepared. Ready to participate and be active in the group. We all know what that means. If you show up with your arms crossed, kicked back, I'm just going to let this wash over me, you're not contributing anything. They're missing out, you're missing out. Ground rules, a couple things. Required to do the following. These are the following things that have to be true. You got to stay on campus. Best spots to do it are the Commons, 232. Think productive. Think, where am I going to learn the best? The library, I'm going to always tell you if that's available or not. Stay together as a group. Don't split up. Seriously. Don't go to the bathroom. I mean, unless you need to. You know what I mean? Don't go text. You know, be there as a group. So when I say stay together as a group, I mean that in all forms of it. Don't just be there, but actually be part of the group. One person will always be checking in with me for attendance. Produce a product. I'll give you the way. I'll always ask you when you have your peer study group to produce something. It'll never be just a study hall type session, but instead it'll be like, this is what I want to see. It's going to come in different forms, so just be ready for it. It's going to look different. A couple different ways you can get that product to me. Digital picture, shoot me an email. Paper submission, if you're like, hey, we don't have a camera, that's fine. Don't stress about it. Show me a piece of paper later. I'll see what you did. Sometimes we'll have a quiz the following day. It's not always the case. Sometimes we will.